In this week's channel messages from the guides, we talk about your priorities. And you have to look at what your priorities are and where your focus is, because that directly affects what you receive out of life and what vibration you're at. So, for those of you that are new to the channel, I am a light worker that uses automatic writing to channel messages from my guides, and I share their messages here on the channel. So, let's get into this week's reading. Values and moral compass are going to vary per person. Accountability or even caring about how actions affect others isn't something everyone has or prioritizes. Some prioritize themselves, their goals, and their desires above all else. This is difficult for those with empathy or those who prioritize kindness and compassion towards others. It doesn't always have to do with how someone was raised, though that does play a role to a point. There comes a time when an individual becomes an adult and can make their own decisions and start their own path or journey. Some of it is wiring, as not everyone is wired to interpret the world the same, but some of it is also values, goals, and where you want to focus your time and attention. Someone who values money is going to have actions that reflect that. Their actions will put that as their priority, as a detriment to others, or what you might value. Someone who values families might make decisions to stay in toxic relationships or endure abuse because it's the family and that's what they prioritize and accept as is. Adversely, someone who might value nature will make decisions that prioritize that. Someone who values human rights will make decisions and take actions that reflect that priority. This is just how things work. It's an individual choice where you place your values, focus, and priorities. But it will dictate your actions and moral compass when it comes to the other items in your life. If you aren't sure what your priority are, then you can look at your actions and responses. What are they promoting? What are they protecting? You can work backwards since it's all connected. If you don't like the priority that you have on the top or find it's someone else's priority handed down or forced onto you, then you have the right to choose differently and adjust. There is nothing saying your priorities must stay the same throughout your life. They shift and change as you grow. When you were a child, your priority might be to play, so the actions and tantrums would reflect that. Yet as a child gets older, it might change to their hobby, dating, their friends, using the car, etc. As an adult, it might be work, family, or making money. The point is, you must take a moment to look at what your priorities are and if they are assisting or preventing you from reaching your goals. Because if they aren't aligned, you might be sabotaging yourself and not even realize it. Your priorities, values, and morals are yours alone. They do not need to match or adhere to anyone else's. They reflect your personal journey, what you have learned and incorporated, and what you believe. You must make sure that they are yours and not what was handed to you or expected from you. They reflect you and are not a branch of someone else's life. So make sure they match and are working for you, not against you. How you view life directly affects what you receive out of it and the frequency of your vibration. This is very important to recognize that you are in control of all of this, so you need to be aware of what is happening. Your priorities affect the direction of your life. They are your responsibility and reflect you. Find a way to ensure that they are yours and work with you, not against you. All values have an energetic signature. You'll notice this with those whose core values are negative. Their vibration will be low. Those who value money for the purpose of hoarding it will come across with low vibrational actions and life choices. Someone who has values of love, connection, and peace will have a higher vibration. Think Mother Teresa or the Tibetan monks with this one. You'll be able to feel the energy signature of their priorities and life choices when in their presence. The point is, this is all connected and is why we want you to be aware of your choices, your actions, and your vibration as it affects what you attract in the life that you live. How do you want to live? How do you want to feel? What do you want to attract? These are all questions that you must ponder to help you determine what is and isn't working in your life. If your goals are not reflected by your beliefs and values, then there is a disconnect. This allows you to know what needs adjusted or fixed to resolve that situation. This allows you to take back control of your life and resolve its course or trajectory. This is where your power lies, in what you can control. You can't keep getting the same results and seeing the same stories and not do the inner work to find the source and resolve the issues. Too many live their lives this way, accepting what they don't desire as if it's the only path in front of them. This is why you must do the work and understand the concepts. There are several paths in front of you. More of the same is just one of them. You do not need to take that path if that is not what you want, but you must be willing to see another path and get yourself aligned to be able to take it. Part of that alignment is the inner work in clearing all GPS and directions that keep recalculating you back to that other path. If you don't remove the defaults leading you there, it'll keep pushing you back that way without you realizing. This is your wake-up call to choose differently and correct your trajectory. Find what it is you truly want and then make the effort to get there. It's your life. Live it on your terms. Thank you, and I will see you next week.